Oh. Why? Been a while. Well, that was no good. I ran into some real soft sand right now. Oh, awkward. Well, that was not my proudest moment. I will say, the only damage is to my ego. It is a little soft up here. We are looking at a 6-foot high tide at 10 o'clock today. It is currently almost 7. So hopefully we get a good almost 3 hours of incoming tide to fish, which is my preference in terms of what to fish. I do like that incoming tide because the pockets continue to get filled in, and hopefully those fish come in closer as the tide comes up. So that's my preference. And it's only like 100 wave power out here today. And what's interesting is it's going to be no wind because it's pretty protected, but the farther away from the protected zone I get, the stronger the wave power. So let's see what happens. It's currently the end of January, very last day of January, and man, there's still striped bass being caught, which is absurd. Middle of winter catching striped bass here in California. That's something that is unprecedented, something that we've not really seen until really recently. I'd say within the last 5 years or so, we've been seeing a steady increase year after year after year. And what it most likely has to do with is rainfall. Striped bass are an anadromous species, which means that they live in fresh water and are just as comfortable in the ocean as well, which they actually breed in the fresh water and then they get flushed out into the ocean. So when you got that rain, these freshwater fish get washed into the ocean and a lot of them get stuck there. And right now that is one of the target species, as well as barred surf perch. This is my first time coming out this year. I know it's been a while, but the last trip that we had was that tuna trip, and sometimes after pulling on 30 to 50 pound fish, going back to any other type of fishing sometimes takes a little bit of time to grow that hunger again. But all that being said, you guys get the scenario today. We're gonna be throwing the jerk bait, but hopefully we can find a nice pocket utilizing the e-bike today. And it shows that I haven't ridden it in a long time. I forgot how. Let's fish, guys. First things first though, we need to find a nice cut surrounded by nearby sandbars. That's gonna give us the best opportunity. Hopefully we can find a nice deep cut. Also, another reason I haven't really been fishing is because the wave power has just been ridiculous. This is one of the first times that the wave power is actually decent and fishable. So I'm really excited about that today. This cut right here is actually looking really, really good. You got that in tight sandbar on that side, trough in between, more sandbars that way, and the beach actually pivots around. So this is kind of a point. Let's give this a few casts and see if there's anything out here. Let's see how in tight these fish are, if there even are any over here. I don't know why I had that whole monologue about striped bass fishing. I guess it's just wishful thinking. They are one heck of a fighter, that's for sure. I'll probably give this about 3 or 4 casts, then I'm gonna move on. I want to take advantage of this incoming tide and cover quite a bit of ground. I definitely don't want to spend too much time in an area that isn't producing when I feel like I should be able to find a good consistent bite somewhere. So typical retrieve on the Battlestar, which is what I'm throwing. I'm throwing the Battlestar 115. I am incorporating quite a bit of pauses, followed by some good pulls with the rod tip. And that should make the bait look erratic and stop. Like it's fleeing, but it barely has enough energy to get away from a predator. Almost like a predator took a swipe at it and it's now injured and is trying to get away. Oh, I just got bit. There's some perch in here. Let's get them. All right, that was my last cast into this zone. I'm gonna keep working my way down the beach. I am very optimistic in a great bite today. All right, that was my last cast into this zone. I'm gonna keep working my way down the beach. I am very optimistic in a great bite today. Hopefully we can find a good bite. I think the odds are pretty good. Normally when leaving a hole that's not super productive, it's a good idea to skip the next hole. They seem so close together that the odds of one hole right next to the other one being really good is not very high. I like to skip holes when leaving one that's not so great. And by holes, I mean cuts. I think I see one up ahead. A cut in between all these sandbars. Sometimes cuts, in my mind, can be like an oasis for fish, especially when there's just long sandbars, and finally there's a break in the sandbar that these fish can come in and out of. I think that's something that these fish want to gravitate towards. They want to gravitate towards the cuts so they can get in and out of the troughs around those sandbars. But here we go. I found another nice cut a few cuts later, so let's see if this place produces. It's a nice wide cut too, so I'm gonna try both sides of it. I'm gonna cast on the sandbar on the right side of the cut, and then I'm gonna move over to the left side, see if there's anything or anybody home. There you go. There's a fish on the right side of the cut. Still got my drag really loose from storage. First fish of the day. Not the biggest, but that's an eater. Might as well start off the day with a nice keeper. Might as well. First fish of the day going in the perch pouch. Let's see if he has any neighbors. It's nice to have the first fish test your drag for you really quick. It's definitely a little on the loose side. There are some advantages to loose drag. You don't bend out as many hooks because it really allows that fish to pull without so much resistance. There's another fish. So much resistance, it puts a lot of stress on that hook if your drag was too tight. If it's loose too on fish like these aren't the biggest, so it's kind of fun to have fish these size pull drag. They feel like they're bigger. But especially on beaches without rock structure, it makes sense to have light drag because the fish can't wrap you up, break you off onto rocks or anything like that. But that's 2 fish in a row. Looks like we found a nice productive spot. We'll stay at it. We'll see if barred surf perch are the only species here. We could run into something nicer. They do like to share the same water, that's for sure. Oh, got hit. Might try more the middle of the cut, but I've been doing pretty good right here. Right now I am using the Mike's Tackle Box color. It's basically like the blue sardine or silver sardine, except it has a yellow head. So I might start to alternate based on the contrast. It is overcast right now, so I'm thinking that glow white sardine might be a good call, but we'll stick with this for now because it is pretty clear water, so the fish should have no problem keying in on this. Let's walk towards that left side of the cut now, but I will fish the middle of the cut. Let's see if there's anything in the middle of the cut. With such low wave power, it's not far-fetched to think that fish would be comfortable in the most turbulent water at this point. But that's what the cut presents, is the most turbulent water. There's no sandbar to buffer the full strength of the ocean out there. It's a nice, deep, long, wide cut. It's like a fish superhighway. Let's switch it up. Let's try a glow white sardine. A staple. Wow. Maybe this will help us put a pattern together. It seems like in the incoming tide, this first cut, these fish were more on the right side of the cut. So I'm gonna take that as mental note. I'm gonna put more emphasis on the right side of cuts, possibly, as I find other cuts to fish today. I've spent about equal time on both sides so far, and so far I got 3 bites on that side, landed 2. So you'll find that sometimes is during a whole session, that particular day, Fish like to be on one side of the cut or the other, and that's probably based on current. Oh, there's a bite. But I wonder if the surf fish are kind of like trout, where they'll face upstream, hoping to catch any fish that are being pushed their direction. So they're facing upstream. Like if the current was going that way, are they facing this way? Who knows? One other thing is this pocket might be better as the tide comes in. So we got about 2.5 hours of incoming tide left. So I'll probably head down the beach, fish down there. If I don't find a good pocket, I'll come back here and see if these fish end up populating this nice cut. Oh, there's a bite. That's a strong fish. But it could still be a perch. What is it? Nice perch, I think. It's got some good pulls. Yeah, it's a nice perch. It did the typical perch thing where it'll grab a hook, swim away, and catch itself on the other trebles. It went for the middle hook. Oh, that's a big one. Holy crap, that's a tanker. Sheesh. That's a great fish, guys. Let's get a quick measure on this one. Solid 14-incher. Looks like it's the tail end of winter. Still have a little bit of a black back there, but maybe fading. And then probably December, usually they're really dark. We might still find one that's really dark. If I can catch another one out here, disregard what I said about one side or the other. I'm just kidding. These are just things that I think about when I'm out fishing. It's more so trying to understand the target species habits and the way they live and eat, survive, breed. All of it comes into play. Diet, how they attack, what they're currently feeding on. It's really fun to learn about different species and what makes each unique. There's another one. Oh, yeah, that was close. All right. I think I've pinpointed a nice little edge of the cut here. That's 2 bites in a row. One of them was really quality. Glad I landed that one. Another variable is now I'm throwing a different color than I was on the other side. And now I'm just overthinking it. Just fish. Oh! There's another biter. Right in tight. Right in close, guys. It's a good one too. That's another quality fish. Let's get a look at you. This seems like they're attacking the middle hook. I've noticed that a lot of these shallow fish are hitting the center of the body more so the tail. Oh, look at that. That's a male for sure. Jeez, he is getting down to business right now. So yeah, this is peak breeding cycle. He is milting everywhere. So come springtime, when you catch the females, they will be the early stages of babies. You might not be able to tell when you first catch them. They're not all fat, like obvious that they're pregnant, but yeah, come March, April, May, that's when you'll see a majority of pregnant females. I do like to let go of the females when they're that pregnant, especially early stages of the spawn or of being pregnant. Oh, there's another one. Man, I found a good pocket here. Oh, no, he's there. Oh, geez. Oh, that's a good puller. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. This is feeling good. Getting on a nice bite out here. First time out for 2025. Got my license 2 days ago. Let's go. Yeah, it seems like all males in this little spot, so that's great. Another thick boy. Yep, doing their thing. Look at that, more milt is what that's called. Fish reproductive juices everywhere. They're getting down to business, but they're still eating. They're not like deer, where when they're single tracked mind, that's like all they're doing. Perch still eat while they're deep in the heat. I wonder, with all this bio load in the water in terms of these fish spawning, I wonder if it attracts predators at all. If they can sense that there's a lot of protein in the water and come in a little closer, maybe. Almost like when the grunion are running, the halibut come in closer, or when the herring are spawning. A lot more predator activity. All right, after this cast, I'm gonna go ahead and empty my perch pouch. As I was ending that last cast, I took a look over to the left and noticed there's another, possibly even bigger cut farther down the beach, the next cut over. Remember when I mentioned when I find a pocket that isn't producing, I'll skip maybe 2 or 3 cuts and then fish the next one, just because possibly it could get progressively better. I want to try that next cut over too. I know there's fish here, and I know they always say don't leave fish to find fish. However, in this case, if it's not that great the farther down I go, I always know that I can come back to this pocket and get a few more. I mean, we still have at least 2.5 hours of incoming tide, so it's looking really good that we've already found a couple places where we'll be able to get them. Let's see how many perch we have though, real quick. Empty out this perch pouch. It's got some weight to it. 1 good size. Wow, we've really only been fishing, I don't know, half hour? 2, nice and bled out. There's 4. Not bad, and I released one, so already at 5 landed. 1 bite missed. That's a good one right there. Yeah, some quality today. And another thing is the wave power has been actually consistent the last few days. I'd say 4 days in a row of low wave power. So I feel like maybe the reason we are seeing these fish in full-on spawn mode is because they have been beat up by 1,000 wave power days, 2,000 wave power days. I've even seen this winter up to 19,000 wave power, and they're not going to want to do anything but hunker down in that time and stay in more protected areas. But right now, it's like their perfect opportunity. You got really, really low wave power for consecutive days. This might be their only chance to spawn or really get into it for a nice long time. So not bad. But that's a really, really good reason to always watch the forecast and watch that wave power rating as the time that you're gonna fish. Like if you can line it up where it's the 4th day of consecutive wave power, you should be able to land on a good bite. All right, we're leaving fish to find fish. Let's go. Leaving a good bite to find a better bite. Yeah, right here looks pretty awesome. Let's give this a shot. Very next hole over. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, came off. That one hit really close. Not too far. Popped off. Oh, right there. That was real close, guys. Really, really close. All right, that makes number 5. Oh. Woo! Good thing these are old hooks and it's kind of dull. Oh man, maybe that's why I popped that other one off. And if this was a bigger fish, that could have been a lot more dangerous. Woo! That hook. If this was a brand new lure, I probably would have had to pull it out. Ooh, that was dangerous. Man, I need to be really careful today. First, I eat it on my bike, and then I got that going. It did draw some blood, but be careful, be more careful. Not a good way to start off the year if you're, knock on wood, somewhere getting a deep hook this early in the season. Not that it makes it any better later in the season. But that being said, let's switch to the regular blue sardine or silver sardine. On my website, I have it listed as silver sardine, but technically it's the blue sardines. Slip the other one back in the Cali cover, put it in my pocket. Let's roll. So far, no love from the striped variety, but that's okay. Something's biting. Well, just like that last cut on that other side, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try the other side of this cut, see if there's anything there. Onward. Man, this is a long cut. Sheesh. Really long cut. This one, next one though, is looking pretty promising. Yeah, it's looking good over here. Right over here. A little sandbar action. Big cut action. Yeah. Looks like a win. Yeah, I'm thinking right in here. Yeah. That's looking fantastic. For the striped variety. Oh, there's a fish. That's a good biter. That's a really good biter. Oh, did he come off? No, he's still there. That was just the wave break. Oh, he jumped. I had a perch go airborne. That was funny. Yeah. Definitely did the same thing where they grab part of the lure and swim away. That's a good one right there, guys. I'd say that's another 14-incher at least. Biggin. Yeah, beauty. That's a good one. Check that one out. Beauty. Woo! Nice one. So that's fish number 6. So 4 more for the limit. Oh, right there. Fish number 7. This one attacked it normally, right on the tail. Oh, he wanted that. Make me break out my forceps. Another little male. That's fish number 7. 3 more. Oh, I do have some news. For those looking for the blue Okuma Hawaiian Custom, as of now, they just discontinued the blue. And there's a new version that's going to be black. I've seen it in person already. A couple of my friends already have it, but they sell out really quickly. But I am on the list to get one really soon, and we'll take a look at it. So just for those who have been asking, I've been getting asked that question a lot, especially since they've been sold out everywhere. How can you get one of these Hawaiian Customs? Is the blue one you're not going to be able to, but tackle shops should be receiving the black one soon. And supposedly it's the same specs, just a little lighter, which I'm looking forward to. Still same lure rating, 1/2 ounce to 2 ounces, and it's all black now. For those who want a more subtle rod. When I first got this rod like 4 years ago, I was really iffy about it just because of the color. But after a while, it's definitely grown on me. It's like unmistakable what this rod is when you see it on the beach, somebody's fishing it. Kind of look to them and you know that they know what's up. This thing's definitely the best rod to do what we do here in our area, that's for sure. You get maximum casting distance. It loads up really nice, absorbs a lot of the shock when you hook a fish, but also absorbs the shock when you make your cast. You're making hundreds of casts, and it's really easy on your shoulder. The stiffer the rod you use, the more you have to use your shoulder to get that bait out there. So I am the biggest fan of the Hawaiian Custom Series. Oh, there's a bite. But yeah, again, for those who are looking for the blue one, they are discontinuing it. I am beginning to think that with such low wave power, the chances of catching a striper aren't as high as if the wave power was in the 300 to 400 zone. We are at about 100 wave power, so it seems ideal for the perch, but the striper are not as active in the lower wave power as the perch were, and I just had one come unbuttoned right now as I was talking. Seems like there's still perch in this zone. But a lot of my previous striper catches have been in more turbulent water, stronger wave power. They seem to like that a little bit more. So I am sitting at 7 fish right now. For my last 3, I think I'm gonna go pretty far down the beach. It is 8:04, so we got about 2 hours left of incoming tide. It's crazy to think that 7 fish in 45 minutes. I think if I stayed at that other spot, I would have been at limits already. But I definitely want to explore more. If I'm gonna come out, bring the e-bike out, I'm definitely gonna make it worth it, that's for sure. So let's jump ahead to 10 holes down. Let's see. What I'm really looking for is some stronger, more unprotected wave power areas compared to down the beach. Deep down inside, I really want to catch a striper today. Let's see if it'll happen. Maybe, maybe not. I won't be too terribly disappointed if I don't. The bite's been great in terms of surf perch, so. It is worth a shot though. Since I'm sitting at 7 fish, 3 more, I'm really confident I'll be able to do that. But getting that striper would definitely be the cherry on top. It's definitely looking better and better in terms of unprotected beach the farther down I go. So let's see if we can find a nice pocket. Just cruising 14 miles an hour. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a high tide today of 6 feet, and you could definitely tell based on how high the water's up for sure. There's usually a lot more real estate. And you could also tell that it's been rough because of all the beach combing goodies out here. A lot of washed up buoys. This is looking good. Way down the beach. Woo! It's getting higher. Getting higher. Keep her moving. Yep, much more wave power here. Striper, striper, striper. I'm gonna give this striper hunt about 30 more minutes. That way I can head back to that hole where I caught those 14 inchers and call it a day there. But let's see if we can put together some last minute heroics and get ourselves one of the striped variety. That'd be pretty cool if it comes together. Like I said though, if it doesn't, I'm not disappointed. Just a lot more water movement in this area, so I'm really hopeful. Conditions seriously can't be any better. Got a bit of overcast and the wind is to my back. That's a treat. Well, I guess maybe when you're really targeting striped bass, you don't get them. But if you're targeting surf perch, you're more likely to get them. I don't know. Oh, it's funny. All right, I'm gonna go one more hole down and then I'm gonna head back. As I mentioned, high tide is at 10. It is 8:40. So I'm gonna give this 20 more minutes and then I'm gonna head back. Just in this spot. There's a fish. Well, maybe I'll get my last 3 here. Oh, it's still there? Oh, I lost it. Lost that fish on the last wave crash. They got lucky. But yeah, you could tell the wave power up here is definitely a lot stronger. The wave strength is to the point where if I do hook onto a striper, it's definitely going to be a challenge bringing it in, that's for sure. Amazing what a difference a few miles in beach makes in terms of the wave strength. Maybe I'm just too optimistic. Trying to catch striped bass in January, but people are definitely catching striped bass right now. That's also why I'm giving it a shot. And I have caught them in the past in January. So let's get back to that spot that I caught the 14, see if we could round out the limit, and then we'll talk about how this session went. Let's get back. All right, back to where I left fish to find fish. Let's round out this limit. Sitting at 7, 3 to go. We got about 30 minutes until peak high tide. See if these fish are still here. It started off as, if I don't catch any striper, I won't be disappointed. And actually, if I don't limit, I won't be disappointed. Either way, it was a pretty epic bite. Start the day, got me confident enough to try other things while I was out here. Take a look and see if I can find a bigger bite while I'm at it. Yeah, it was awesome. It's better than grinding, trying to find a bite. I'll take leaving fish to find fish over not finding them at all any day of the week. Can I get an amen? Oh, missed them. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, okay. That's a better one. Peeled a little drag. Oh, a little sideways. Grabbed the middle treble, then swam away. Woo! All right, 2 to go. Two more. Mostly males today. Interesting. The males must move in close before the females do. Kind of like largemouth bass. All right, that was fish number 8. In real close. Oh, there's number 9. Oh, came off. There's a lot right there. There it is. Come on. There you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Number 9, lucky number 9. Very next cast. All right, the plan's working. It would have been sad if I couldn't find this pocket again. If it changed so drastically once the tide came in that it was gonna be a lot different and I couldn't find it anymore. But nope, found it. Same pocket. In really close, like I missed maybe 2 or 3 bites in close, and then I just killed it and let the bait rest there and gave it a few pops, and another one grabbed a hold of it. So there must be a large school right here. Whenever you get multiple fish hitting it, there's definitely a large pocket of them, especially when it's in tight like that. There, yep, another one, just right there. Ooh, that's a good one. Nice fish. Yep, that was quick. 3 and out. Oh, and I got a sand crab on it too. That's what they're doing, eating sand crabs. Look at that, perfect. Got a sand crab and the predator. On the silver sardine Battlestar. No striper around today, huh? That's wild. Well, with that last fish, that rounds out the limit. 10 total surf perch. Left fish to find fish, had that real itch for a striped bass that was not fulfilled, but we'll get them one of these days. Wave power again was below 100, so my feeling is it might have been too low for striper. If it was a more open beach, not as protected, we might have been able to hook one, but that is not the case. But not bad for 3 hours of fishing, if that. Actually, realistically, 2.5 hours of fishing. If I were to stay at this spot the whole day, I probably would have been gone an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. But I wanted to take the e-bike out, go really far down in search of a striper, but it just wasn't meant to be today. But not bad for January, but that's something to look out for too. A lot of these fish were spawning, a lot of reproductive juices coming out of these male fish. So that was really interesting to see and catch right as it was happening. Normally it's like probably, I don't know how long this event takes, probably, you know, a couple weeks window of really good up in tight males before the females come in, is what I draw from today's fishing. So let me know your guys' experience. But again, come into that March, April, that's where you're gonna start seeing the moms really pregnant. May, June, you'll start to see them like really fully developed, a lot of fully developed babies popping out of these perch. They do give live birth if you guys are new to this fishing. But yeah, today the Battle Stars were the ticket to. The glow white sardine is what I threw, Mike's tackle box as well, and then I finished the day off with the silver sardine. But this episode is brought to you by hooktocook.shop. If you guys want any of the gear, the glove, the hooks, the quick clips, perch pouch, definitely check out hooktocook.shop. There are links right below this video to those specific products. But thank you guys for all the support in 2024. 2025 is gonna continue to be great. Thank you guys. I'll leave a couple videos right here that you guys can check out that are surf fishing related. And with that said, again, I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next episode.